I'm not Bear Grylls. I wasn't in the British Special Forces. I've never summited Everest. In fact, I'm not even English. My name is Ed Howie. I was in the Boy Scouts of America for a number of years when I was young. I hiked the Appalachian Trail for 2 days. Now, my challenge is to ride the CTA into the downtown Chicago at the start of winter to examine the pigeons in the wild. Hundreds of thousands of visitors come here each year to experience the adrenaline rush of the concrete jungle, but what they don't know is how quickly it can turn deadly. I'm going to show you how to survive. It's nearly winter in Chicago. I'm heading from Wrigleyville into the South Loop. This area may look beautiful, but it's full of hidden dangers like falling ice, bums, and pigeons. Pigeons may seem harmless, but they account for 98% of people getting shat on, and they always flirt with the human temptation to kick them as they get in your way on the sidewalk, which, as everyone knows, can make you feel guilty, or worse, you could roll an ankle. To closer study these animals, I'll have only a little more than the clothes on my back: a water bottle, cereal bars, a small towel, a bike lock for protection, a large novelty pen, a lighter, cell phone, MP3 player, a flask, and earmuffs rather than a hat, because my hair looks good today and I don't want to ruin it. But before I could even walk out of the door, I was faced with a problem.
This is just so much ice. Come take a look. So much ice built up onto this railing. Ice is just really cold water, solidified. It's frozen water, and it's extremely slippery. It's estimated that 18 people per year break some sort of bone in their upper body, and perhaps even their lower body, from ice. We're gonna have to be really careful on these stairs. Take a look, they're really slippery. I'm going to use an old Native American technique called walking slow. Now what you have to do is just walk slow. Remember, try and not turn your foot at all, because the ice is slippery. Oh! And just walk down, and that's just great.
Ice is extremely deadly, so if you must walk on it, remember to keep your knees bent. Just last August, I saw an old woman slip on some ice. She hit the back of her head on the curb, causing a vacuum inside her brain. She died. I'm taking the Brown Line into downtown Chicago to examine the pigeons. There are many kinds of pigeons in the city, mostly all slightly different variations of the rock pigeon. They're referred to as feral pigeons. What I want to find out is simple. Why are pigeons always in the way, and does the cold weather have any effect on them being so approachable?
No, it just says we're getting downtown. I have to put on my hood because it's raining just a little bit, and I don't want to put my hood on because my hair looks good today, but I have to do it. All right, now we've got to try to work our way over that direction. The first thing you want to remember in the city is that if you're trying to get anywhere, always know where the lake is, unless you're in New York or something and there's no lake. But we have to keep an eye out for homeless people along the way. There's one just over there on the other side of that street. Just need to watch out for him and look for some birds.
Rock and feral pigeons are genetic variations of escaped domestic pigeons. Because of their impressive homing abilities, pigeons have been used in wartime to deliver messages amongst allies. Pigeons are also good carpenters, always able to find weak spots in structures to build a nest in.
What have we got here? It looks here that we've got a dead pigeon. This looks like a rock pigeon. There's a couple of ways to tell if it's a rock pigeon. It'll either have really shiny, impressive looking feathers around its neck, kind of like a bluish, greenish purple, or it'll have black stripes on the wings. And that's exactly what this poor bloke has. Well, this isn't the kind of behavior we're looking for, but it's a pigeon and it's a start. Now look, there's another rock pigeon, you can tell by its spots. Try to feed this little guy a blueberry bagel. See if I can interest him in a little conversation.
Shortly after I started feeding the first pigeon, I immediately knew why pigeons are always in the way. When someone tosses a French fry to a pigeon, it doesn't feed just one, it feeds several. And once one bird gets fed, more flock to the area almost instantly.
Wait for it to turn around and then grab it while it's blind.
Come on, there you go.
I almost picked it up. Couldn't quite grip it, I didn't want to crush its wings.
When you're in the city, anything can happen. I don't know the scientific purpose of trying to catch one of the birds, but I eventually just gave up, 'cause they're too damn fast.
It looks like it stopped raining, but it's starting to get dark and I'm gonna need to find shelter and food soon. So we better move.
Just as I came around the corner, wham! A bum. Luckily I remembered an illusion I saw in a magic show. Simply pulling out your cell phone just before they ask you for change gets them the brush off and gets you off the hook.
There's actually no one on the phone at all. Just a good trick.
It's getting dark in Chicago and starting to get cold. I remembered something I read in The Lord of the Rings. Whenever Gandalf was cold, he would drink from a flask and be warmed and energized by the liquor inside. This is an actual Boy Scouts of America technique called drinking.
I'm getting cold, getting wet, the rain's starting to pick up a bit, and I'm just losing all my enthusiasm for this mission. I just don't know when I'm gonna get a good hot meal next. And
I'm in downtown Chicago, it's freezing cold, and it looks as though my suspicions were correct. It's colder and darker at night than it is during the day here, and when it's this cold and dark, I don't blame the birds for hiding. Plus, it takes more energy to fly than it does to sleep.
I think because of the cold weather, and given that it's nighttime, all the pigeons are all inside the little pigeon homes, or their bird nests, or underneath some train tracks or something. And I just don't think we're going to find any. So now we need to worry about working our way home. And that's going to be difficult.
Actually, it was. All the pigeons had been tucked away for the night. We now know that since pigeons were domesticated birds, they aren't afraid of humans. My advice to any city goer is simple. Start kicking them so that they are afraid, then they'll leave. I'm not Bear Grylls. I'm Ed Howie. Goodbye.